As the discussion continues, the questions of the bodhisattvas tend further toward distinctions in discriminated practice. Thus, in Chapter 6, the Bodhisattva Pure Wisdom asks the question, what differences are there between that which is grasped and actualized by sentient beings, bodhisattvas, and world-honored Tathagatas? The Buddha begins his answer by reminding the bodhisattvas once again that since such things as distinctions in nature are based on illusory views to begin with, such a thing as valuation is ultimately impossible. But he then proceeds to distinguish between levels of attainment in terms of the degree to which practitioners are able to avoid being trapped by the traces of their own enlightenment experiences. These four levels are those of unenlightened worldling, lower-level bodhisattva, higher-level bodhisattva, and Buddha. The overriding message of the chapter is that which is given in the passage that summarizes the four stages. What is most important is for the practitioner to learn the practice of non-abiding, not to be trapped in one's views or experiences, no matter how sublime they may be. The Bodhisattva of the 7th chapter, Power and Virtue Unhindered, continues to question on the theme of gradations in practice, emphasizing the fact that he and his colleagues, while teaching, find that there are many different paths that one may follow to arrive at the same destination of enlightenment. The Buddha responds by teaching 3 types of meditation practice, which are defined by the Sanskrit terms samatha, samapatti, and dhyana, understood as techniques applicable to practitioners of varying inclinations. The practice of samatha is defined in a way very close to its original connotation of mental stabilization, or calm abiding, referring to a practice of stilling the mind in single-minded concentration on an object. The term samapatti, normally just a general term for concentration or meditation and not so different in meaning from samatha, is here accorded a special interpretation that is equivalent to the concept of vipassana, usually translated into English as observation or analytical meditation. This type of meditation is necessary for the bodhisattva's practice of compassion, since through this meditation he or she can perceive and properly utilize the phenomenal world of dependent origination. He also gives a special interpretation to the term dhyana, which is also normally used as a general term for meditation. Here it refers to a non-dualistic practice that simultaneously subsumes and transcends the prior 2 forms of meditation. In the chapter of the Bodhisattva Voice of Discernment, the 8th chapter, these 3 forms of meditation are taught again, this time in terms of various possibilities of application in conjunction with each other, based on more specific distinctions in the inclinations of meditation practitioners. The 3 are woven together in intricate combinations that result from all the possible variant orderings of these 3 practices, yielding 25 formats called wheels, translated in this text as applications. Thus, the Buddha has gone from an explanation of 3 general types of inclinations in practice to 25. In Chapter 9, the discussion moves away from the explication of methods of meditation, back to matters of the operation of consciousness, similar to that seen in Chapters 5 and 6. This chapter of Purifier of all karmic hindrances Bodhisattva is one of the most difficult chapters in the text to grasp because of the subtlety of the distinctions implied in the explanation of the 4 traces of self, person, sentient being, and life. These 4 traces are also discussed in the Diamond Sutra, but with different connotations. Here, each one is explained on one hand as a level of enlightened awareness, but on the other hand, if any one of them is allowed to reify in the consciousness, it will become an impediment to enlightenment. In the final stage of overcoming these 4, the destruction of one's conception of ego is compared to the situation of ice melting away in a bath of hot water.